Sea of Galilee, guys. Yan, up close and personal. So guys, tawang-tawa ako. Hindi man lang sinabi sa akin na kapag gusto mo pala magpabaptize dito sa Jordan River, i-arrange mo on time. Pero sabi naman, pwede kong i-baptize yung sarili ko. So I will nice myself. Ako na guys, pero ako, I'm a strong and independent person. I do not need anyone to baptize me. I can do it by myself. Lalagay ko kamay ko.
Oo, ganyan. Tapos, ganyan.
ko.
Careful!
Morning mga Mondenatics, outfit of the day. Pupunta kami ng Nazareth and Caesarea today. Let's go! So today mga Mondenatics, sa bus number 1 ako. Same as the other tours I had with them, they would tell you about the places you would pass along the way. This time, our guide focused on Bible stories. Next, we had a stop at a souvenir shop. I advise you to be careful when buying because the price tends to be higher. This shop that we went to was owned by a Christian family, and we have been informed that the population of Christians in Israel is now only 1.9% compared to the others, 73.6% Jewish, 18.1% Muslim, 1.6% Druze, and other faiths 4.8%, so it would be a huge help for them if you buy there. We are finally at Nazareth, where Jesus has spent his childhood. The towering cupola of the Church of the Annunciation in Nazareth stands over the cave that tradition holds to be the home of the Virgin Mary. Here, it is believed the Archangel Gabriel told the young Mary, aged about 14, that she would become the mother of the Son of God. And here, Mary uttered her consent. "Let it be done to me according to your word." The outcome of Mary's consent is carved in Latin across the facade over the triple doorway entrance. The Word was made flesh and dwelt among us. The lower level of the church enshrines a sunken grotto that contains the traditional cave home of the Virgin Mary. The cave is flanked by remnants of earlier churches on the site. Its entrance is sometimes closed by a protective grille. Inside the cave stands an altar with the Latin inscription, "Here the Word was made flesh." The soaring cupola represents an inverted lily, which symbolizes Mary's purity. 2,000 years old. Wow! Ayan, so nakikita niyo sa likod yung pillar na yun. Yun yung original pillar. Tapos ito yung church. Medyo busy. Nagmamadali kami kaya tara guys, baka mawala pa ako. The church is divided into two parts. A spiral stairway at the main entrance leads to the large and spacious upper church. This is the parish church for the Catholic community of Nazareth. Behind the main altar is a huge mosaic, one of the biggest in the world, depicting the one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church. Around the walls of the upper church are colorful representations of the Virgin Mary in a variety of materials presented by many countries. When the old church was demolished to build a new one, excavations revealed the remains of the ancient village of Nazareth with its silos, cisterns, and other cave dwellings. The most sensational discovery was of a shrine back to before the first church was built. Scratched on the base of a column is Semapia, meaning Hail Mary, the Archangel Gabriel's greeting to Mary. Nandito naman tayo sa St. Joseph's Church. Napasok tayo. A fun tradition asserts that the Church of St. Joseph in Nazareth is built over the carpentry workshop of the husband of the Virgin Mary. It's a solid and unpretentious building. It stands very much in the shadow of the Church of the Annunciation, just as Joseph himself lived in the shadow of Jesus and Mary. A stairway in the church descends to a crypt where caverns can be seen through a grille in the floor. 7 further steps lead to a 2-meter square basin or pit with a black and white mosaic floor. This is believed to have been a pre-Constantinian Christian baptistry, perhaps used as early as the 1st century. But there is no evidence that the cave over which the church is built was Joseph's workshop. Even if this is the site of the Holy Family's home, the cave is unlikely to have been a carpentry workshop in the modern sense. Ito yung holiest place. So, hawakan natin ba ito? So, pwede kang magsulat ng wish, tapon nyo dyan. Ako wala akong paper. Tapon na lang ako ng coin. So dito sa likod ko, yan yung Church of Annunciation. So we're heading to our next location, Caesarea. So ganito magbilang yung tour guide namin kung ilang tao yung kasama.
7, 9, 10.
11. Thank you guys, na miss kang Skyflix.
He read to cover. This is the Mount of Tabor from a different angle. The story of the wedding. You see those trees which is covering it? Those trees are olive trees. There are also remains of a Jewish settlement 2,000 years ago. Tuan, the village of Tuan, in the name of the valley. You can actually see the minarets. This is Arab Muslim. And here, 9 million, 75% Jews. Okay, those people immigrated to Israel. Anybody saw that? Yeah. Somebody didn't say? Or in Hebrew, Karnei Chitin. Okay, Karen in Hebrew means horn. Karnei, that mountain. Okay, he had a very
Orion continued to talk about Israel's history, politics, and even some Bible stories connected to the places we see outside. Most of his stories were very interesting, but as soon as I saw my fellow passengers falling asleep, I also did. As soon as we were about to arrive in Capernaum, I woke up and I heard him talking about Sea of Galilee, which was fresh water and not connected to the Dead Sea but to the Jordan River, while comparing it to the Dead Sea, which is the lowest point on earth and tomorrow's destination. The government is actually worried that both the Dead Sea and Sea of Galilee would dry up someday. He also started talking about the miracle of Jesus feeding the 5,000, also known as the miracle of the loaves and fishes. Our next destination, the Church of Multiplication, has the rock where he performed the said miracle. We have also passed by Kfar Cana and the Mount of Beatitudes, where Jesus performed the miracle at the wedding and did some sermons. Here, Orion gave us a tip to look for the stone where Jesus performed his miracle and the 5,000-year-old mosaic.
Dito yung papunta ng entrance. Yan. Meron ding olive tree dito. Sagrado siguro yan. Yung bato sa ilalim, that's where Jesus performed the miracles. The colored tiles over here is from the 5th century. Those are the 2 things that we need to check out before running back to the bus. Yan, from the 5th century daw yan. Wow! Meron ding pamphlet dito. Church of the Multiplication of the Loaves and Fishes. 1 shekel. It's kind of, hindi siya old church. Kasi nga, in-explain ng tour guide kanina, parang sinira during Byzantine Persians. So parang nilibid lang yan around the 80s. But still worth a visit. Ayan yung Sea of Galilee up close and personal.
We are now in Capernaum. In biblical times, it was the main trading village, especially for fishermen in the Gennesaret area. Archaeologists uncovered an early Christian home in Capernaum, thought to have been the home of Peter.
So, first of all, welcome to Capernaum. Okay, Capernaum was all underground. Okay, it was all covered with dust.
Yun nga yung
Now,
house ni Peter, guys. Doon sa baba.
that something happened inside. What we have to say. So they came here and started together around the 5th century. That octagon, that was a church. Church.
The ancient Capernaum synagogue is where Jesus gave the sermon on the bread of life, performed an exorcism, cured a man's palsy, and raised the daughter of Jairus from the dead. The original synagogue was destroyed and later replaced around 200 AD. The remains include 1 complete wall, the ruins of the other walls, and several columns.
Yung baba daw ng mga stones, guys, from the 1st century, time ni Jesus. Ayun. The time of Jesus. Up close and personal sa Sea of Galilee. Puntahan natin yan.
The Sea of Galilee is the lowest freshwater lake on earth and the 2nd lowest lake in the world. It was the scene of many episodes in the life of Jesus Christ, including his Sermon on the Mount, at which he first gave the blessings of the Beatitude and first taught the Lord's Prayer. It's also known as Lake Tiberias or Kinneret. It is fed by the Jordan River, rainfall, and springs on the northern side.
Remains of a Jewish settlement. Okay, remains of Jewish settlement. Here you can see this was a Jewish settlement 2,000 years ago, and it was called Magdala. She was actually the first woman to follow Jesus except his mother. Crucified, right?
Yes.
Mary was witness to his crucifixion. That boat today, the remains of the boat today is in a little museum, a nice museum in
We are now on our way to an all-you-can-eat buffet at the Kibbutz.
So this is Celine. Alam mo ba na ang swerte natin kasi unique na experience na makakapasok tayo sa Kibbutz.
Oo nga. Kasi nakikita ko sa mga video dati. Hindi
so-
basta-basta.
At saka hindi lang tayo basta-basta papasok. Kakain tayo. So guys, tikman natin yung food ng Kibbutz. Ito na naman yung kakaibang cooking kanila na may takip. So you can rent your towel. You need to buy the shorts. And then
And this rent,
This
when you
rent.
finish, you live in interchange room, you have
Okay.
basket, you live there.
alright, thank you. So meron na rin palang certificate na kasama and everything. Hindi ko alam kung paano ipapatay sa sarili ko. So guys, tawang-tawa ako. Hindi man lang sinabi sa akin na kapag gusto mo pala magpabaptize dito sa Jordan River, i-arrange mo on time. Pero sabi naman, pwede kong i-baptize yung sarili ko. So I will nice myself. Sige na nga, it's still holy. It's the experience that counts anyways. Is i-video ako ni Celine. Buti na lang meron mag-video. Ganun yung gagawin ko. Nagbaptizan sila ng sarili nila. Ako rin guys, pero ako, I'm a strong and independent person. I do not need anyone to baptize me. I can do it for myself. Ayan, gagayahin ko sila. Alam ko na, tanong ko sila kung pwede nila ako i-baptize. I'm ready to baptize myself. Paano ko gagawin, Celine? Lalagay ko kamay ko.
Oo, ganyan. Tapos, ganyan.
Gagawin ko.
Tinatawanan ka nila.
Medyo may special smell yung mo. Joke lang, sorry Lord. Wait lang, kinakabahan ako. Thank you so much.
Careful.
Thank you so much.
Amen.
You have a very nice husband. God bless you. Thank you so much.
So, how was it? Oh,
Ang lamig, guys. Tapos, he was so kind. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. Maliligo na ako kasi yung bus namin in 20 minutes. Thank you, Celine.
okay. Bye-bye. Close mo na daw. Punta mo kami mo.
Ito na yung aking baptism certificate.
If you will arrange your baptism with Ben Harim, you will be charged about $500. That is why I consider my baptism a blessing because someone was kind enough to do it for me. Today was a truly life-changing moment for me. I went to Israel because it was my mom and Dad's dream to go there, but they have already both passed away.
I'm home mga Mondinatics. Di na ako nag-video ng pag-uwi ko kasi sobrang pagod ako, but I'm back at the hotel safely. So ang highlight ng tour ko today is yung baptism sa Jordan River. It was totally worth it, pero napabayad ako ng $40 para sa renta ng towel, tapos nung tunic. I had to buy some shorts kasi naka-boxers lang ako. Magiging transparent kasi siya kapag nasawsaw ka sa tubig. So far, yung tour guide namin, si Orion, okay siya. Kasi although serious yung pag-deliver niya ng information, very knowledgeable siya, accommodating and friendly just like yesterday. So, I recommend it. So, tulog muna tayo. Tomorrow's another day. Ang itim na ng eye bags ko. Good night.